Okay, so like you're really interested in AI, right?
Mm-hmm.
Specifically generative AI.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to use history to like figure out what's going on now. Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Kind of like, when you're trying to predict the weather and you like look back at old storms to see what happened.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing today.
Right.
We're going to like trace AI's whole journey.
Mm-hmm.
Like the good times, the bad times, the like totally unexpected twists and turns. It's going to be a wild ride.
It is.
All to help you navigate this whole new AI era.
Well, one of the things that often gets overlooked is just how far back AI research actually goes.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking the 1950s.
Wow.
So it's not this like sudden thing that everyone thinks.
Clearly. It's like when you find out your favorite band has been around forever.
Exactly.
And you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And it like changes your whole view of them.
Right.
Okay, so back to those early days.
Yeah.
Like, what were some of the big moments that kind of set the stage for generative AI?
Well, in 1966, there was this program called ELIZA.
ELIZA?
Yeah, and it basically used all these like clever tricks to make it seem like you were having a conversation.
Oh, wow.
And get this, some people actually thought they were talking to a real human.
No way.
Yeah.
Really? I mean, I get back then that would have been like mind-blowing.
It was pretty cutting edge for the time.
Yeah. So was ELIZA like really intelligent though? Like what we think of as AI today?
Not really. I mean, by today's standards, not so much.
Okay.
But it was definitely a sign of what was to come.
That's wild. Is it like those old silent films that can still like totally grab ya?
Yeah.
Even without all the fancy tech they have now.
Right.
So after ELIZA, did AI just like take off from there?
Not quite. It's been more like a winding road than a straight shot.
I see.
There were these bursts of excitement and progress, but then things would kind of stall out.
Really?
Yeah, we call those periods AI winters.
AI winters.
Yeah, basically the funding would dry up and research would slow down.
Oh, so it wasn't like a steady climb to where we are now.
No, definitely not. Like in the 80s, there was this big surge in machine learning, but the tech just wasn't quite there yet.
Interesting. So it needed something else and something more to like really make generative AI happen.
Yeah, it needed a few key ingredients to fuel the boom we're seeing today.
Okay, so let's talk about those ingredients. What were they? What changed?
Well, a few things came together.
Okay.
Deep learning, massive data sets, and just increased computing power. In the 2010s, deep learning really took off.
Okay.
And suddenly these neural networks could learn really complex patterns from huge amounts of data.
Wow. So like they were finally getting enough information to learn from.
Exactly. Like text, images, code, you name it. Basically the whole internet.
That's crazy.
And at the same time, computers were getting more and more powerful. So these AI models could process all this data way faster.
So it's like all the stars aligned.
Kind of.
Like suddenly you had all the best cooks.
Yeah.
The freshest ingredients and this like super powered kitchen all at the same time.
Perfect recipe for success.
Was there like one specific breakthrough though that really like kicked generative AI into overdrive?
Yeah.
Especially for images.
Oh, absolutely.
What was that?
That would be generative adversarial networks.
Say that again.
Generative adversarial networks, or GANs for short.
GANs.
Yeah. Imagine two AI models kind of like going head to head.
Okay, interesting.
One is the generator, and it tries to create realistic images.
Okay.
And the other one is the discriminator, and its job is to spot the fakes.
Gotcha.
So they're constantly competing, pushing each other to get better and better.
Ooh, wow. So it's like an AI art school where the students are always trying to outdo each other.
That's a great analogy.
And that's how we get those crazy, realistic AI-generated images we see everywhere, right? Like those deep fakes?
Exactly. GANs have been a total game changer for image creation. And it's not just about like novelty or fun either.
Right.
There's some really amazing research happening with GANs.
Like what?
Well, one example that really impressed me is Biggin.
Biggin?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
So what makes Biggin so cool is its hierarchical generator architecture.
Hierarchical.
Yeah, basically it uses multiple AI modules that all work together.
Okay.
And each one specializes in generating details at different resolutions.
Oh, wow. So instead of one AI artist trying to do it all, it's like a whole team of specialists.
Exactly.
Each one focusing on their own little part of the image.
Yeah.
To create this like masterpiece.
You got it. And the results are incredible.
It really is amazing how far we've come. But it makes me wonder, are we at a similar point like with the early days of the internet?
That's a great question.
Back then, most people didn't really get how big it was going to be.
Right.
And the people who did, They were the ones who, like, rode that wave of change, you know? So are we seeing that same kind of shift now with generative AI?
It's a question a lot of people are asking. And I think the answer is yes.
Wow. So if we're really, like, on the edge of this huge change, what can we do to not just survive, you know,
Right.
but, like, actually thrive in this new AI world?
Yeah.
It's like we're all setting sail for this brand new place,
Yeah.
but we don't have a map.
That's a great analogy. And that's where looking back at history can really help.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Think about like the Industrial Revolution.
Okay.
It definitely shook things up,
Uh-huh.
but it also created a ton of new opportunities.
That's true.
And the people who thrived were the ones who adapted, learned new skills,
Yeah.
and saw the possibilities, you know?
Okay, so how can we be like those people?
Yeah.
How can we channel that same adaptability today with generative AI? Like, what can we actually do?
Well, one of the most important things is to focus on upskilling and reskilling.
Upskilling and reskilling.
Yeah, basically identifying the skills that will be super valuable in this new AI world.
Okay, so like what kinds of skills?
Well, one that's emerging as really crucial is prompt engineering.
Prompt engineering.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's basically the art of crafting really effective prompts for AI models.
Prompts.
Yeah, like instructions.
Okay.
You see, as these AI models get more and more sophisticated,
Uh-huh.
they need clear instructions to produce the results you want.
So it's like learning how to talk to AI.
Yeah. Like learning to speak their language.
That's a cool way to think about it. So it's like you're learning how to communicate with this super intelligent,
Yeah.
but like really literal-minded assistant.
Exactly.
You got to be super specific to get what you want.
Right. And just like learning enemy language, it opens up a whole world of possibility.
I like that.
So mastering prompt engineering is going to be essential for anyone who wants to like really unlock the power of AI.
Makes sense. So what about other skills? You mentioned data analysis too, right?
Oh, yeah, that's another big one. I mean, these AI models are trained on massive amounts of data. So understanding data,
Yeah.
like how to interpret it, analyze it, and find the insights, that's going to be key for making smart decisions and driving innovation.
So whether you're in marketing or medicine or education, data analysis is going to be in high demand.
Absolutely.
It sounds like data literacy is becoming like the new reading and writing in the age of AI.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it.
But doesn't all this talk about new skills and jobs changing make people kind of nervous?
I mean, it's understandable to feel some uncertainty when things are changing so fast.
Yeah.
But if we look back at history,
Okay.
it shows us that while technology might disrupt some jobs,
Right.
it always creates new ones, too.
That's true, I guess. And sometimes those new jobs are even better than the old ones.
How can they are? Yeah.
More fulfilling.
Yeah.
More creative.
Exactly.
So it's not all doom and gloom.
Not at all.
Okay, so how can we stay ahead of the curve then? Like, how can we make sure we're ready for these new opportunities as they pop up?
Well, one of the best things you can do is cultivate a mindset of continuous learning.
Continuous learning.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
It's about embracing lifelong learning,
Okay.
staying curious, and actively seeking out new knowledge and experiences.
It's like that saying, the only constant is change, right?
Exactly.
So we got to be open to new ideas and rhythm of doing things.
Now more than ever.
But it's not just about learning new technical skills.
Right. It's also about developing adaptability, critical thinking, problem solving, and the ability to collaborate with both humans and AI.
So it's like a mix of specific skills and then these broader like thinking skills and personality traits that'll help us succeed.
Exactly.
Well, this talk about AI and tech, though, it's easy to forget about the human side of things.
You're absolutely right. It's crucial to remember that technology is a tool.
Yeah.
And it's up to us to use it wisely and ethically.
Okay.
As AI becomes more integrated into our lives, we need to think about its impact on society, on relationships, on our sense of self even.
So along with all these technical skills and this future-proof mindset,
Yeah.
we also need to be having these like deep conversations about AI ethics and how to make sure it's used for good.
Exactly. We need to think about responsible AI development, fairness and bias in algorithms, data privacy and security, the potential impact on jobs, and social equity.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is.
But these are important issues
They are.
that need careful thought and collaboration.
Absolutely.
It's a good reminder that the future of AI isn't something that's just happening to us.
Right.
It's something we're all creating together
Right.
through our choices, our actions, and the conversations we have.
I completely agree.
So we've been on this like amazing journey exploring generative AI.
Yeah, it's been quite a ride.
We talked about its history and the big breakthroughs that got us here, and the essential skills, and even the ethical stuff.
It's a lot to consider.
It is.
Yeah.
But now let's get practical.
Okay.
What are some things our listeners can actually do to set themselves up for success in this crazy new AI world?
Well, one really powerful approach is to develop what I call an AI native mindset.
AI native.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's about seeing AI not as a threat, but as a collaborator.
Okay.
Like a powerful tool that can actually enhance your own abilities.
So instead of being scared of AI replacing us, we should be thinking about how it can make us better.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that.
Think of like a musician using AI to compose new melodies, or a designer using AI to create unique patterns and textures.
Oh, that's cool.
They're not being replaced by AI.
Right.
They're using it to boost their creativity.
So it's like having a brainstorming partner or a creative assistant that never runs out of ideas.
Exactly. And this applies to pretty much every field.
Like how?
Well, imagine doctors using AI to analyze medical images, or teachers using AI to create personalized lessons for each student.
Wow, yeah.
The key is to see AI as an extension of your own skills and expertise.
Okay, so this AI native mindset sounds really awesome.
It is.
But how can someone actually develop it?
The best way is to just dive in and start playing around with AI. Yeah, there are tons of free and affordable AI tools out there.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
Just try things out, see what they can do.
Hmm.
Don't be afraid to make mistakes.
Yeah.
That's how you learn.
So it's all about getting hands-on and seeing the potential for yourself.
Exactly.
And as you experiment, you'll start to get a feel for how AI can solve problems.
Right.
Make your work easier, and even help you come up with new creative ideas.
Absolutely. And this isn't just for tech people either.
Really?
Yeah, anyone can do it.
Okay.
You don't need a degree in computer science to explore AI.
That's good to know. So where should someone start?
Just start small. Pick a tool that seems interesting to you,
Okay.
and just have fun with it.
Sounds easy enough.
It is. The more you play with AI, the more comfortable you'll become.
So it's like learning any new skill, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The more you practice, the better you get.
Right, and don't be afraid to connect with other people who are into AI too.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Join some online communities, go to workshops, or find a mentor.
Cool.
The AI community is super welcoming and helpful.
That's awesome. It reminds me that we're all in this together.
We are.
We can learn from each other and support each other as we figure this all out.
It's journey, for sure.
And as we learn more, we should challenge ourselves to think outside the box.
Right.
Not just the obvious ways to use AI.
Yeah. Push the boundaries, experiment, and see where this tech can take us.
Love it. Well, we've covered so much today, from the history of AI to practical tips for thriving in this new world.
It's been a great discussion.
It really has. Any last words of wisdom for our listeners before we wrap up?
I'd say embrace the possibilities, stay curious, and never stop learning. The future belongs to those who are willing to adapt, experiment, and see the potential in the unknown.
Beautifully said. This has been a fantastic deep dive into generative AI.
It has been.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And we hope you're all feeling inspired to start your own AI journey.